Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Today, we bring you the story of a man whose presence was larger than life, whose intensity shook arenas to their core, and whose name became a symbol of dominance in professional wrestling. This is the story of William Scott Goldberg, known simply around the world as Goldberg. Stay with us until the very end, because this isn't just a story about wrestling, it's about passion, perseverance, reinvention, and the will to rise when life puts obstacles in front of you. Goldberg was born on December 27, 1966, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. From the very beginning, he was different. He grew up in a Jewish family, where values of hard work and persistence were instilled in him. As a child, Goldberg found himself drawn to sports. He wasn't just athletic, he was a natural powerhouse. While other kids were playing casually, Goldberg was always pushing his limits, testing how strong and fast he could become. His early years shaped a competitive spirit that would never leave him. Football became Goldberg's first love. He dedicated himself fully to the game, and soon his talent earned him a spot at the University of Georgia, where he played as a defensive tackle. He was fierce, explosive, and powerful, qualities that would define him not only in football, but in every part of his life. After college, Goldberg's skills on the field brought him into the National Football League. He played for the Los Angeles Rams, then moved to the Atlanta Falcons, and even spent time with the Sacramento Surge of the World League of American Football. For Goldberg, this was the dream, playing the sport he loved at the highest level. But life, as it often does, had other plans. A devastating injury ended Goldberg's football career earlier than he could have imagined. For many, that would have been the end. Imagine dedicating your whole life to one dream, and then having it ripped away in an instant. But Goldberg didn't break. Instead, he adapted. His competitive fire needed a new home, and fate had already chosen the path. Professional wrestling came calling. At first, Goldberg wasn't entirely sure about it. He had loved football, wrestling was an entirely different world. But his size, his athleticism, and his raw intensity made him a perfect candidate. He began training, stepping into the world of World Championship Wrestling (WCW). Little did anyone know, a legend was about to be born. Goldberg's rise in WCW was nothing short of meteoric. He was introduced to fans as a powerhouse unlike anything they had seen before. No frills, no long speeches, no theatrics. Goldberg would walk to the ring, fists taped, eyes locked, ready to destroy anyone in his path. His entrance became iconic, walking through sparks, breathing in the intensity, and stepping inside the ropes like a gladiator entering the Coliseum. And then came the streak. Match after match, week after week, Goldberg demolished his opponents. He didn't just win, he dominated. Spear. Jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. The formula was simple, but the impact was massive. Fans across the world were captivated by this unstoppable force. The numbers piled up: 20 wins, 50 wins, 100 wins. By the time WCW announced it, Goldberg had gone on an incredible 173-match winning streak. In a time when wrestling was filled with colorful characters and dramatic storylines, Goldberg stood out because of his sheer, unrelenting dominance. At the peak of his WCW run, Goldberg captured the WCW World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Hollywood Hulk Hogan in front of a roaring crowd at the Georgia Dome. Over 40,000 fans watched live as Goldberg's hand was raised, and millions more watched on television. That moment wasn't just a victory, it was the birth of a superstar, the crowning of a man who had gone from football heartbreak to wrestling immortality. But as with all great stories, the journey wasn't without challenges. WCW eventually declined, and Goldberg's time there came to an end. He later joined WWE, where he clashed with some of the biggest names in the industry. Matches with The Rock, Triple H, and Brock Lesnar showcased Goldberg on a global stage, proving that his aura wasn't limited to WCW. Fans loved him for his intensity, his dominance, and his never-say-die attitude. And then came retirement. For a time, Goldberg stepped away from wrestling. He focused on family, on being a father and living a life outside the ring. But the chance never stopped. Fans around the world still wanted more. They wanted to see the fire once again, to feel the energy that only Goldberg could bring. And eventually, he answered. Goldberg returned to WWE years later, shocking audiences who thought they had seen the last of him. But he wasn't just back, he was still Goldberg. Older, wiser, but with the same explosive presence. He battled Brock Lesnar again, proving that age couldn't extinguish his fire. He even captured the Universal Championship, showing that his dominance wasn't just history, it was still very much alive. What makes Goldberg's story so powerful isn't just the wins, the titles, or the streak. It's the resilience. The ability to reinvent himself after crushing setbacks. The courage to step into a brand new world after losing everything he had worked for in football. The determination to come back years later, when no one expected him, and prove that he still belonged at the very top. Goldberg's story is about never giving up, no matter how hard life hits you. And beyond the ring, Goldberg has always carried himself with dignity. He's been a role model to millions, especially young fans who see in him a symbol of strength and perseverance. He has supported charities, spoken about anti-bullying, and reminded the world that beneath the warrior's exterior is a man who cares deeply about people. When we look back at the history of professional wrestling, Goldberg stands tall as one of the most iconic figures ever. His legacy isn't just about being a champion, it's about inspiring people to push forward when the odds are against them. To remember that even when one dream ends, another can begin. To live with intensity, with passion, and with heart. This was the story of Goldberg, the football player who lost it all, the wrestler who became unstoppable, the man who showed the world what it means to never quit. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you enjoyed this journey through the life of Goldberg, don't forget to subscribe to Nation of Glory, hit the like button, and share this video with others who love great stories of triumph and resilience. Until next time, thank you, and we'll see you soon.